Let's have a real conversation. Just you and me. No crowd, no filters, no performance. Just two men sitting in the aftermath of silence, in that space where everything feels still but heavy. Have you ever felt like you've been erased from someone's life? Like you've vanished from her world without a word? Yet deep down your instincts tell you she still checks, still watches, still wonders. But her pride keeps her silent. She wears a mask now, pretending she's moved on, living her life like you never mattered. But behind that mask is something else entirely. Not peace, panic, a desperate attempt to fill the silence your absence created. Here's the truth most men never understand. You don't need to raise your voice to make a statement. Sometimes the strongest move is saying nothing at all. Silence, a real silence, can rattle her more than any confrontation ever could, especially when she thought you'd be the first to break. 1. She's performing. You've stopped reacting. Her posts, her stories, the laughter that suddenly seems exaggerated. It's not for her healing. It's bait, designed to get your attention. Not because she misses you, but because she misses your reaction. She needs to know she still has an impact on you. And when she doesn't get it, that's when it starts to unravel. You stopped watching, stopped liking, stopped checking in. You've taken away her emotional supply. And that's real power. She once fed off the attention you gave freely. Now, with nothing to react to, she's left with herself. And that's what haunts her. 2. You didn't go silent. You became composed. Most people disappear because they're broken. You went quiet because you were rebuilding. You chose peace. You chose to recenter your energy. Your silence isn't absence. It's a declaration. A line drawn. A man who stands in stillness and doesn't need noise to prove strength. She expected you to spiral. Instead, she found you calm. And that composure, it's unfamiliar, unreadable, powerful. It makes her question everything. Because she sees now that you didn't vanish out of weakness. You pulled back from strength. 3. Your silence is her mirror. People only seek your validation when they realize it's gone. And now that yours is out of reach, she's not just curious about what you're thinking. She's questioning what she meant. Your silence becomes the measure of her worth. Was she enough? Did she matter? That silence she mocked before? It's loud now, deafening. Because without your words, she's left with her own. And when there's nothing left to blame, no texts to dissect, or arguments to twist, she has to face the reflection she's been avoiding. 4. You've become a question she can't answer. When you stop explaining, stop justifying, stop reaching out, she loses the narrative. You were once dependable, emotionally available, consistent. Now, you're unreadable, gone without a dramatic exit. No closure, just distance. And the human brain hates unresolved endings. She tries to decode your silence, but there's no signal, no message to interpret, no reaction to trigger, just you gone. Not out of anger, but out of evolution. 5. She mistook access for permanence. When someone always has access to you, they start believing it's guaranteed. She gambled on that. She tested you, pushed you, expected you to keep showing up. And you did until you didn't. Now the door isn't slammed in anger. It's just closed. Quietly. Firmly. That kind of closure lingers. Not because it was loud, but because it was final. You're no longer her emotional safety net. You didn't walk away to hurt her. You stepped back because you finally started choosing you. 6. You became unforgettable by becoming unavailable. Want to leave a lasting impact? Stop trying to. Stop explaining. Stop chasing. Stop proving. Just leave, gracefully, fully. That silence you left behind, it weighs more than any message. It's a void, not just an absence. It carries the energy she used to take for granted, and now she sits with it. No replacements, no distractions, no other version of you, because the kind of presence you brought, stable, warm, masculine, can't be duplicated. 7. You created a silence she can't manipulate. Control is everything in emotional power dynamics. As long as you're reacting, explaining, defending, she still has a grip. But when you pull back, when your silence is consistent and grounded, she has no script. She can't provoke you, can't bait you, and that lack of control, it's devastating, because the silence you've chosen isn't cold. It's conscious. And the longer it lasts, the more it forces her to confront what she lost. She can't edit this. She can't manage your silence. 8. Her pride won't admit it, but her soul knows. There will come a moment, late at night, alone, where she'll feel it. Not in her ego, but in her soul. She'll remember the man who stood by her, who gave fully, who stayed steady through her storms. She won't reach out. Her pride will stop her. But her regret, that'll stay. And it won't be because of something you said. It'll be because you finally stopped saying anything at all. You didn't walk away to punish. You evolved. And that man, the evolved one, she'll never have access to him again. 9. You chose self-respect over closure. You could have written paragraphs. You could have spilled your heart. But for what? To explain yourself to someone who chose not to understand you. You realized the only closure you ever needed was your own peace. That's strength. That's masculinity. Real men don't beg for clarity. They create it. You stood your ground not with words, but with dignity. And that decision changed everything. Not just for her, but for you. 10. Your silence is not punishment. It's your rebirth. Let's be clear. This isn't revenge. You didn't withdraw to prove a point. You pulled away to protect your peace, to rebuild, to heal. And that silence, it's not empty. It's filled with self-respect, purpose, growth. She'll post. She'll pretend. She'll perform. But you'll keep building, not in bitterness, but in power. Because real strength isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It just shows up when the dust settles. And when she thinks of you again. And it won't be the man who argued or explained. It'll be the man who simply disappeared into his purpose. A man who didn't say goodbye, but left a silence that said everything. You don't need to break the silence. You are the silence. And that's what makes it unforgettable.